At my house on Friday afternoons after school, there are 3 words that are forbidden. My wife has forbidden them. What's for dinner? And I'm not asking her what's she cooking for dinner. I'm really asking her, hey, what do we want to have for dinner? But choice is hard. When it comes to actually making the decision, making the choice, it's really hard. For my wife, dinner, that is the hardest choice. She doesn't want to make the decision. She wants me to make the decision and make the food. And that's okay. Especially on a Friday afternoon, that's okay. In almost 19 years of marriage, that's what I've learned. That's okay to be that way. I still say those words just because I like to see the reaction. I just want to get crazy on a weekend. We have high schoolers right now trying to decide what they want to do after graduation. You know, finishing college visits and looking at those things. Haley told us in class this morning she's done all her college visits. I said, great, so now all you have to do is make the choice. Which is the hardest part about it, is actually making the decision. For me, the perfect example of this is taking my son Emmett to the baseball card shop. Emmett, especially when he was younger, loved baseball cards. And when he saved up some money, he wanted to go. But he needed to look at every single item in that store before deciding what he wanted to purchase. And I'm talking every single card. Because he didn't know what the next card might be. That might be the card that he wanted. And he'd have like a little spread that he'd laid out of the things that he wanted to purchase. And then come to find out he didn't want to get any of those things. He wanted to save it up for another thing later. But we spent the hour looking. Choice is hard. In Joshua chapter 24, Joshua lays out the choices for the people. He says, okay, you got 3 options. You can worship the gods of your ancestors, the gods you worshiped before we got here. Before we came to this place, to this point in time, you can go ahead and continue to worship those gods. Or you could worship the gods of this place right here. Worship the God of the Amorites. Worship the gods of this world. Or you could worship Jehovah God. You have a choice. Okay? You're going to get some new stuff too, okay, teens? Just so you know. Okay? What is he saying, though? He's really saying everybody serves something. Everybody serves somebody. And everybody makes their own choice. Every single person is going to make a choice in who they serve. It's not going to be somebody else's fault. It's going to be their choice. You can't blame your ancestors. You have the choice to follow them, but you don't have to. You can't blame the people that we're around, the world that we're around now. You can choose to serve their gods, but you don't have to. Or you could serve Jehovah God. You know, we could actually boil it down one step further. Go to verses 19 and 20 of that same chapter. The people are like, we're going to serve Jehovah God. We're going to serve God. That's what we're going to do. In verse 19, Joshua said to the people, you are not able to serve the Lord, for he's a holy God. He's a jealous God. He will not forgive your transgressions or your sins. If you forsake the Lord and serve foreign gods, then he will turn and do you harm and consume you after having done you good. What he's saying is, choosing to serve God, I don't think is the way that you're thinking it's going to be. It isn't choosing to serve God and then going ahead and going about your business and doing all of these things that you want to do. Because if you choose to serve God, that's the choice that you have to make. There's no, I'm going to pick and choose, okay? This is not cafeteria style buffet where you're picking and choosing the ways you want to serve God here, the ways you want to serve this God here, and the way that you want to serve this God here. Joshua's saying, I don't think you understand it. Now, the people did, the scripture says that the people understood. The people said, no, we're going to serve God. And they continued down that path. The reality comes down to two choices. You know, we said Joshua gave them three choices, but in reality, there's two choices. Serving God or serving self. Right? Serving the gods of your ancestors or serving the gods of these people. You're really serving yourself because you're asking yourself, what's the value for me? Which one of these experiences is going to be best for me? Which one is going to give me less pushback? Which one is going to benefit me the most? I remember my dad asking me, he always had a sermon. He never just gave me a talk. It was always a sermon. But one of the points I remember him making was, you're just listening to the radio too much. You're listening to WIIFM. What's in it for me? I'm like, I don't listen to the radio, Dad, at all. But the point he was making is what you're trying to do, the choices that you're making, are all selfish choices. When we're asking ourselves who we're going to serve, isn't that a selfless choice? Our perspective sometimes is completely skewed in how we're going to do that. But the idea of serving someone or serving something has the idea of complete selflessness instead of selfishness. In Matthew chapter 16, Jesus paints the picture. He says, if you want to follow me, you must deny yourself and take up your cross. Not think about yourself later, but deny yourself. So a couple things that tells me is, one, you're still going to want to be pulled to do those things. You're going to want to be pulled to serve yourself, and you're going to have to actually stop yourself and deny yourself of those things. I think we call that self-discipline now. I actually saw a little video where someone gave this definition of discipline. That is the strongest form of self. If I was good, I'd have a really good PowerPoint, but I'm just a youth minister. So you're going to have to hear it and write it down. The strongest form of self-love is self-discipline. It's ignoring something you want right now for something better later. And then he said, your future self is betting on your present self to keep his promises. So you've made this decision that this is the path we want to take, and your future self is out there going, this is the best version of us, serving God is the best version of us. But in order to do that, you have to be disciplined and you have to deny yourself of the things that you might want right now because they might be more pleasing to you in this moment. Jesus told us to deny ourselves for a reason because it's going to be challenging. Pick up your cross daily and follow me. It's not going to be an easy thing to do, but serving God or serving self, those are really our two options. I think most people in this room would say, I'm trying to serve God. That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm here. So there's a litmus test that can help us see. Litmus is like I wish Rich was here. He'd love this. You just put it in to test. I don't even know what you're testing, actually. I wasn't planning on talking about this. I've gone too far. But, science stuff, you dip the paper in, it tells you how acidic it is. Question mark? But you run this test to see, oh yeah, this is what we were expecting. This is what we're experiencing. The litmus test for us on if we are serving God or not, one of the ways that we can do that is asking ourselves, how well are we serving others? How well are we serving others? Or is our life revolved around self? Because if our life is revolved around self and we're coming around saying, oh, we're serving God, I serve God, is that necessarily true? Galatians chapter 5, verse 13. Galatians chapter 5, verse 13 says, "For you were called to be freed, you were called to freedom, brothers. Only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another." Here we could add a little piece in here that says, "For you were called to freedom, brothers. Only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, but deny yourself." Don't do those things that self wants. Deny yourself and serve others. That's one way that we can gauge whether or not we are serving ourselves or serving God, is by how well we are serving others. What did Jesus say about this in Matthew chapter 20, verse 28? He said, "I did not come to be served, but to serve." This is the Son of God saying this. I came to serve others. That's my purpose. So shout out to my dad. We should be listening to WIIFT, What's in It for Them. Okay, that's what we should be listening to if anybody's listening to the radio these days. Okay, we all have excuses not to serve, right? I actually made a personal list. These things are excuses that I give to not serve. I'm too tired. I don't have enough time. Honestly, I'm all booked up. I just looked at my calendar. I'm full. I don't know how, or I'm not capable to serve in that way. Okay? Or I don't want to. Those are all things that I said. Okay? I married a perfect match because my wife is completely selfless. Okay? But she's sitting there going, I married a perfect match because my husband is often very selfish. So how do we fix those things? But I frequently think about self. Man, I'm too tired to do that. I've been going all the time. Or I don't have enough time for these things. I'm booked. It's not that I'm not doing stuff, but I'm booked. I got the March Madness, it's booked. It's booked a lot of hours, okay? And then when that's over, there's other things I need to do as well. Or I'm not capable of doing it. I don't know how to really do those things that you're asking to do. I don't have the skill to serve in that way. I just don't want to do it, frankly. I could find something better to do. Or I could find something worse to do, and I'd still rather do that sometimes. I think we all have this list of reasons why we don't serve. You may have things on your list that aren't necessarily on my list. Sometimes we even use Scripture as our excuse. 1 Corinthians 12 tells everybody that as members of the body, you all have a purpose. You all have a role to play. But frequently we all say, oh, that's not my role, or that's not my gift. I can't do that. That's not my gift. That's not my gift. I don't know that people that are looking to get out of it, they don't go, that's not my gift, but I'll tell you what is my gift, and I'll do that right now. We need to be looking for those opportunities to serve others, because that's one way that we can tell whether we have our priorities right. Are we serving ourselves, or are we serving God? The interesting thing about serving others is when you stop looking for how you will benefit from the service, you will actually start benefiting from the service. When we stop thinking about ourselves and stop thinking about the situations that are best for us, at the end of the day, we're doing what's best for us. We're feeding ourselves spiritually. We're finding ourselves in a better relationship with the people around us because of the service that we've done for them and the relationship that's been built because of that. The great thing about this lesson is this is actually a lesson of encouragement, because I think that we have a church filled with people that want to serve. This isn't one of those, hey, we've looked and we found a weakness and something we want to build on. No, I actually think this is a strength. I think we have a church of servers. This last year was my 13th year of coaching. I've coached girls basketball, boys basketball, girls soccer, boys soccer. Wow, I never thought I'd be a boys and girls soccer champion, but I am, so let me know if you want some tips. But one of my favorite practices was not focusing on the things that we were struggling on, but focusing on our strengths. Because if we found something that worked and we could perfect that, yeah, everybody's got weaknesses and we want to improve on those, but if you can find your strength, man, I'm really good at doing this, then be the best at doing that. If that's your skill, if I can be super physical, I can do that. Okay, well then do that. But don't take a break from that. So I think one of our strengths as a church is serving others. So let's continue to be better at that. Let's be known for people that want to serve others, want to love others. What does that look like here? That looks like men stepping up to be new elders and new deacons, taking on new roles, taking on new responsibilities. It looks like planning baby showers for new moms and new dads and the excitement that comes from that. It looks like planning the new kitchen improvement shower. I don't even know what that's called, but I feel pretty good about that name. The new kitchen improvement shower for downstairs for all the remodeling that we've done and what we're going to be doing and the ways that we want to serve others with that area. It's about being part of putting together the new flooring here and downstairs and the chairs. And I appreciate Kirk just clicking refresh every day to see if the chairs are coming. So good job, Kirk, on that. That's serving, okay? The chairs, that's one area where, nope, I almost got off track. Today in the teen class, the teens were just like, Kyle, come on, buddy. Stay back here. So I just did it again, okay? It could be just having meals with others, okay? Whether it's on a Sunday afternoon or whether it's on a evening, okay? That's one of the reasons my wife loves Sundays. She gets to worship God, she gets to take a nap, and she doesn't have to worry about food because we're going to eat Las Delicias and pizza. We already planned all the meals. Everything's planned. But serving others, being here. I love fellowship nights because we get to be together with one another and just spend time with one another and build relationships like that. It could look like helping people move. It could look like prepping for Vacation Bible School. We're going to need more help than ever this year with Vacation Bible School because a large group of people are going on a mission trip the week before. And if you've been here long enough, you know the week before is a huge week to plan and prep and have everything ready. We're going to need more hands on deck than ever before. I'm not worried about it. I actually said it in the meeting we had with the elders this morning. I'm not worried about it at all because we got a lot of people that just need to be told, hey, we need work to do, and they'll do it. It could be teaching adult classes. I didn't get to sit in, but the good things that I heard from Lance's class on Revelation and Jimmy's class over Sunday mornings and Wednesday nights and being able to be part of that, it's awesome that we have men that can do that and step up and lead and teach, and that's awesome. Serving looks like teaching the teens. It's not as scary as it sounds, okay? Most of the time, they're not even there. It's fine, okay? Always looking for opportunities for people to step in and teach there, whether it be a couple classes or a whole quarter or things like that. It could be teaching Bible classes downstairs for the young people. Did you know our church is 30% of our church takes class downstairs? Not the young adults. I'm still counting you guys as adults. Real adults. Even them down there, Derek, are real adults, okay? Even though you called this the real adult class last week. 30% of our church goes to class downstairs. We need people to teach those classes. I said in the meeting this morning, we're not short on teachers. We're not. We're not short on people willing. They're there, they're waiting to be said, hey, we need somebody for this, and they fill up. It's exciting that we have that, but we need it because if we're not teaching that part of the congregation, we're pushing aside 30% of the church. We don't want to do that. We want to continue to look for ways to serve. We want to continue to look for ways to love on one another and to put each other last, put ourselves last. That's what this morning was about. It's about an opportunity for you to reflect. Okay, there's a few things that you can reflect on. You can reflect on the choice that you've made. Choose today who you're going to serve. Choose today who you're going to serve. You can serve where you came from, the gods of that place. You can serve the gods of this world and the things that they tell you are valuable. Or you can choose Jehovah God. You can put yourself last. You can serve others. You can love others deeply. Remembering that choosing God means dying to self, right? Not just working it around to where it all can fit. And then the third thing you can think about is those opportunities to serve, searching for those opportunities to put yourself last and to put others first, always. I love this church. I've been here for 25 years, okay? I love the opportunities that are here. I love to see the growth. I love all of those things. I thank the elders for giving me the opportunity to be able to speak from time to time, to be able to be up here and honestly share my love for you. I'd much rather be by myself. I don't seem like it, but I'm a very introverted person. I'd rather just hang out by myself. My wife's got to shove me off that cliff to get me in and going. But I love the way that this church has a heart for service. And I want us just to continue to work on our strength so that that can be something that we are the best at. That we can constantly be loving on each other always. If there's anything that we might be able to do to help you, let us know. If there's a way that we might be able to help you with this decision on who are you serving and how are you making that choice. If you are choosing to serve God and yet you haven't put His Son on in baptism, then you haven't made the choice. Because that's how you make the choice. It is not just a subconscious decision that you're making mentally. But if you want to serve God, then you are giving your life up to Him. However it is that we can help you, please let us know as we stand and sing this morning.